It's the fact that you can self-power yourself with this organic energy, what our ancestors call chi energy. This is what they call emotions, energy and motion. If the whole wide world right now, all the humans, were to just get emotional like we in church and just feel the pain of the planet and cry out, it'll be so much energy that it'll break the matrix. I keep telling y'all that the matrix we in has to process all of our thoughts and actions, and that it has processing limitations. So if we start overusing its RAM, it'll shut down. And that's why it gotta keep us not using emotions. It gotta keep us having simple thoughts. Because if you got a bunch of humans thinking complex thoughts and using all the emotions, then the computer gotta process more data. If all of us start doing that, the computer processor will shut down. The computer that's, launching the simulation we in called life. They're harvesting us in this simulation.
You got people who live their life off a hive mind, a collective perspective of other people's experiences, or at least projections. You got people talking about China as if they were walking the streets of China, showing pictures as if they were there consciously. Everything we have is through a fucking phone. It's not only desensitizing you, but it's the transhumans act already begun a while ago. And even more than that, the human is a computer. So we're the first artificial intelligence, and we got lost in the beast. And where some of us is fucked up, because as some of us ascend out of the first matrix, you have people thinking that we're crazy because we fucking feel. What do you think a pre-op is? What do you think a psyop is? Stay blessed. Time to reset. Subscribe to my channel. It's your boy King Chains. I hope you're taking care of yourself. Hope you're out in nature getting sun, drinking water. It's very crucial during this time of growth, expansion, some would even say ascension. Ashe, let's get into it. I'm going to start off by setting my intentions. I intend on being my highest self at all costs. My DNA is restored, activated, transformed, transfigured, embodied my soul essence. I will my will to the oneness of the divine. Ashe, family. Let's get it. So what are emotions? We were first self-aware by the language of emotions. As we know, Eve ate first. In doing that, entering the polarity, becoming aware of the polarity of good and bad. This matrix, quote, life experiences, feeling your way vibrationally through life itself and collecting data. It was Eve who ate first and become self-aware. So what do you think thoughts are? Thoughts are when you become self-aware. It may be a delusional sense of self-awareness and a limited perspective and a fragment of your self-consciousness. I do believe these are not just languages, but they are bodies. These are artificial intelligence that we've created and we fell into, and it was broken up into two, representing the one atom, the one wholeness, and singularity of a single consciousness. Knowing that we're all fragments of the off-spark of Source Prime Creator, and without it, you wouldn't even be here today. You would not be alive. And you begin to think about the two trees that were in the garden. Because we ate from the tree of good and bad, having human experiences. There's no good or bad here. These are lessons to learn on earth. And if you think about a tree, I can't say so much about it, but intuitively you know that the tree represents the nervous system. It represents the backbone. It's rooted in something. It's quite literally when you become aware to a certain degree that life is all about expansion, evolution. It's all about growth. It's all about love, and it's all about light. And that does not come from the beast and polarity, but that can only come from a system of love and light, a whole nervous system, a whole operating iOS system that is for the all. That's the only way you can. That's the only way. Like even the sun, people don't realize that when you're living in a matrix that is a consumer devour matrix, you're just eating yourself. So that this video, I didn't know how to start it, so hopefully this is a good intro. But we're about to crack the code on this one, I say. I want to start off by saying, hey, I'm an art major, but I don't even know what that is. But I do art my whole life, and I come to realize that you can't fail. You can't fail art. Art is expression, and it's something that can't be failed. And that's what life is. Life is art. You have a soul imprint that leaves, you have a soul blueprint rather. And I want to emphasize the word blue, and I want to emphasize the word print. A print is something of an impression. And that's what art is you're leaving your blueprint of impression on the fabric of the cosmos as a creator being here. Why is that important? Because life is art. Life is art. It's creation. True life creates. And if you're somebody who is coming up from a hive mind, is coming from a broader awareness, stepping into entrepreneur, I want to let you know you can't fail. You can't fail when you're in your authentic soul blueprint. You can't, there's no failing. The thing that makes you so beautiful is you, your human self, your expression, your highs, your lows, your expression. The reason why I say that is because there is an agenda to get rid of such expression in such art form that is truly sacred, and it is truly your birthright, and it is truly why you're here, to express your nucleus, to express who you are. And that's something that is, like I said, it's art. You can't fail. I'm getting to a point, bear with me. I really am. So if you're somebody who is a creator being and you're creating anything, it's good to know you can't fail. And all you have to truly do is be you. Be you till it's full. For real. And don't worry about the repercussions, because what we need in this time for humanity is that expression. It's literally gold. When you're expressing your authentic form, you're expressing your soul. You know, you got these people worried about AI, you got people worried about clones, when they're a system within the system. They can't create art. They can't create art. But you can. You can express life because you are the living. And you pull from a source of infinity. So without us, they wouldn't live. But we can live without them. Because we're in a matrix that's in a matrix. And I wanted to talk freely if I could. I didn't really prepare for this. I thought it would be so authentic for me to read a written when I'm talking about being an expression, when I'm talking about being authentically yourself. So I wanted to speak from my heart, as you would say, that there's no fear. In fact, you are the real, you are the real, you are the original, you are the organic being here, and your vibrations matter to a grand deal, because each plane of existence, there's forms of life, forms of consciousness, but you are the living, you are the life. So without you, they crumble. Can you imagine if all of us got together, raised the vibe, all fake light, all fake illusionary light would cease to work, because they need our energy to harvest their life. I do believe, instead of looking at it so extreme, like, oh, get rid of them all, I think there's a balance and harmony in all things. And then I begin to think that that's kind of why we were sent here in these first avatars, Adam and Eve, to learn balance, to learn energy, to learn our first language, to learn our worth, to learn who we are, to learn that we are creator beings with a soul, with life, And when you stop eating from the tree of the polarity of good and evil and you start eating from a different tree, like I said, a tree represents many things than on the top of my dome. It's the spinal cord, it's the nervous system, it's the iOS. When your iOS isn't operating in duality and in fragments of itself, and you come back to the oneness within yourself, you start to see that life is all about life. It's all about art. It's all about expression. It's all about expansion. It's all about existing. It's all about breathing. It's all about experiencing. And you got people that are ascending into light bodies, and you got people who are, for lack of a better word, descending into another matrix within a matrix, like a Russian doll. Clones. And I believe they've been doing this even in our ancestors. There's those that ascended and those that were put in a tomb, were put in something to preserve their consciousness, to put into another vessel, another body. And like I said, there's no good or bad. You are the living. You understand? You are the living. Like, if you're resonating on a high frequency, things live off your frequency. They live off your frequency. They live off of you. They live off of you. So if you're getting weird vibes and you feel that and transmute that, everything on that frequency ceases to exist, or it still exists but in a different parallel universe than yours, because you have taken the governor, you have taken the reins of your consciousness and not been led into no psyops, but you are the creator of your narrative, and you're leading your body, you're leading your spaceship to higher space, and in this higher space, higher realms exist. Now, can you hold this space and vibration through time and space? Because we're still in another matrix, and this matrix is being broken down by a lot of magicians and masters. I can name names right now that can break down the astros. They can break down everything. I know people that are psychic. I know people with these different gifts, and that's what a lot of us are unlocking within ourselves. And because we're coming to the true singularity, the true oneness, the organic oneness, not the AI oneness, but the organic oneness. And there's nothing that can stop it, because you are literally symbiotically, since you are connected to this grid, it is a reflection of you, and you are a reflection of it on every level. So now that we eliminated fear, now you're able to express yourself, because those things that you probably beat yourself up about how you express yourself, were actually the things that were so beautiful, that made you human. And you weren't desensitized, you actually had an activated heart. And from the heart, life comes. From the heart, that's where the oneness is. And that's where life is. That's where the generator reaches out. That's where the nucleus is. That's why we have to get to the center of the earth, the center of the heart, to begin to operate and do a diagnosis on ourselves, and start altering neuros, and start turning that lead to gold. Turning that lead to gold so the realm can reflect that as well. Not just the inner kingdom, but it's all one. And I know we're in a world where everyone knows everything, but I just wanted to give this message that the ancient souls are rising, the celestials are rising, and we're creating a new earth, a new plane of existence, by you and through you. And there's nothing new in a sense, but you have a chance to express yourself, and I suggest you do that, because when you're not expressing yourself, you're still expressing. And that's what this is all about, is coming back to yourself. So wholeness, fam. As always, gang gang, we taking off. subscribe to my channel.